Tom makes beats.
Don't know who I am according to the Bible. According to the Bible, okay. Who I am according to the Bible, I already know that I'm a child of God. Irrespective of what people say, if you're...
I've had enough for the lies, enough for the crap, enough for the flies. I've had enough for the hate, enough for the rap, enough for the faith. I've had enough for the heathens, enough of their ways and the false preachers. I've had enough for the schools, enough for the fools claiming they're teachers. Now that I woke up to the truth.
Cuts on the streets, we're here to teach our people and show our people about New Year's. Do they celebrate New Year's? Why do they celebrate New Year's? Let's give them something.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out the mentality of our people and the reason why they keep this so-called festive feast. So let's see what you got.
Yeah, and to find out if they know where it came from. Is it the original New Year? Is it New Year of the Most High? Or is it the New Year of the world? You understand? So we need to find out what their minds are set about the New Year. Yeah?
Hey, Shalom. So, Charlotte here. So we're in Manchester. So who do I have here with me?
Method Man.
So I'm here with Method Man. So Method Man. So we're trying to establish New Year's is around the corner. We're trying to establish why our people celebrate New Year, the reason behind that. So Method Man. So do you celebrate New Year's, by the way?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Okay, you do, yeah?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so what does New Year mean to you?
New Year means after 12 months, we have to praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord, and you have to thank Him to say, okay, He saved me, and some people who've been together, they never reached this stage. So we're moving to the new stage, another 12 months coming. So you have to be happy. You have to be happy.
Yeah, our praises. We out here with brother
George.
Okay, we didn't cut from the street. New Year's. What do you think about New Year's?
Well, for me, New Year's is just like another celebration. People do it all over the world. People are happy, okay, New Year's. But for me, it's just another day.
Okay, so do you celebrate New Year's?
No, for a long time, no.
You don't celebrate New Year. Why is that?
The reason why, to be honest, I used to be a very devoted Christian, and I started to learn about the Bible and just figure out that New Year's, like most of the celebrations, is like a paganism, and then I started to lose my interest. And to be honest, the most part of people just celebrate things they don't even understand. They don't know the origin. They don't know where they came from. Okay, their parents do, people do all over the world, and that's it. For me to celebrate something must have a meaning to me.
So Shalom is Shalom. So we've got two sisters here. What's your name, sorry?
Kyra.
So we got Kyra.
Nima.
And we got Nima. So, sisters, do you celebrate New Year's Day?
New Year's Day?
Do you celebrate New Year's?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so give me a little insight on what you do. Give me a little insight on what you do on New Year's.
I mean, we've not really got a plan at the moment. We've not. It's gonna be summer, little party moment, something like that, I think.
Okay, so a little party moment. What you got?
I said I might have a party. I had one 2 years ago, but I don't know. If not, we're gonna go. We're gonna find a motive. We do summer every year.
Judging on your answer, you believe the Bible, right? You're a Christian.
I do believe, yeah.
Okay, so in regards to that, where did the Bible say we should celebrate New Year's? If you can educate me on that.
No idea about it, but according to myself, I know for sure I have to be happy. I have to be happy, yeah. Because you have to celebrate the New Year. You have to get ready and then to see what's going to come.
Okay, I understand. So basically you're celebrating just to be happy, but not biblical.
Or something special or whatever.
Okay, I understand. So does the Bible teach us to celebrate the New Year, by the way, if you know?
No.
Okay, that's a fair answer. But judging on your sort of environment, when do you think the New Year begins? Do you think it begins in the dead of winter, or do you think it begins in the spring?
No, the beginning of spring.
The beginning of spring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't celebrate New Year's?
No.
So basically in the Bible, you read your Bible, and what does it say? When does it say it's a New Year's in the Bible?
Well, in the Bible, there is no celebration about New Year's coming.
No, did you say the celebration? But it says when. Does the Bible tell you when is the New Year?
When is the New Year? Well, to be honest, this is something that try to respond right now. Okay, I have to go back.
So basically, George, you haven't read it in the Bible that there's a new that the Most High acknowledged there's a New Year. Yeah.
Oh no, not exactly that. It's from what I've learned. Well, basically, celebrations are more paganism. Is that
okay? So
these celebrations we celebrate these days, it's not included that. That's why.
Okay, so basically, you said the New Year's that these people celebrate this day is paganism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who told us that January is the New Year? Who told us that?
Listen, I think about this all the time. I don't know. We're just taking someone's word for it. I don't know.
Okay, so we're taking someone's word for it, sis said. What else?
It's just like tradition, like we're just in the loop, do you know, like it's just how it is. We just celebrate it because that's what we've been told. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like what you said, you know what I'm saying? Sis said it's a tradition. You know what I'm saying? So we just deal with it. We just get involved. Now, I'm gonna show you the real tradition. I'm gonna show you where this tradition came from. But firstly, I've got a question. When you look around here, when you look at like the trees, like the plants and all of that, when you look at the environment, does it look like everything is alive, or does it look like everything's dying?
Everything's dying. Let's be realistic now. Everything's dying. Look at the building here. Like it's been abandoned for years. Sorry, I know we're not talking about buildings, but yeah, I think everything's dying. But that's because of the time of the year as well, isn't it? So maybe it isn't a new year. I don't know. I feel like I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
God, sis, like, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, right now it looks like it's all dying, innit? And then it like rebirths itself in like March or something. I think.
Yeah. So why do people celebrate in the winter times then? Why?
No, it's just come across. It just come across the new year. It doesn't mean they're choosing it. So it just come. I think it's the way it is.
The way it is. Okay, so we're out here to show people that there's actually a history behind that. That if you examine the Bible, the New Year, God Himself told us to celebrate the New Year in the springtime. Understand? We're gonna show you that that's actually biblical. So can I get a reader? So get me the book of Deuteronomy 16, verse 1. I'm gonna show you something, yeah? Method man.
We learn every day, don't we?
We learn every day. Deuteronomy 16, verse 1. Verse 2, I believe. Is it verse 1? Verse 1. Read that for me.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16 and verse 1. Observe the month of Abib.
Observe the month of Abib. Understand? So the Abib means ear of corn, which refers to the springtime. And so that's when, wheat grow. That's when things begin to grow. Exactly. Because in the beginning, things is meant to, sprang. You understand? It's not meant to die. Read.
And keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God, for in the month of Abib the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of Egypt by night.
You see that? So God actually says that we should observe the month of Abib. Understand? That is I'm gonna show you that is the beginning of the months. The month doesn't begin in January. You understand? If you examine the Bible,
the month begins in December.
No. It begins in late March, early April. Late March, early April.
If you know Abib, have you heard about that name before?
Well, this time, these days I don't recall very much the months of the Jewish calendar, but I had some knowledge about them. Yeah.
Okay, when he says Jewish, this is talking about the Jews. Yeah, that's the next topic as well. But what we do with the month? Because this topic pertains to us. The Bible pertains to us, alright? So what he says, telling the month of Abib means ear of corn. You understand? When would you get the ear of corn?
Well,
that's a clue. That's a clue to show. That's a clue to show you when the month starts. Because the ear of corn, when would corn start to reap up? When would that start to come up? Because it won't come up in the winter. Definitely, if you plant something, it won't come up in the winter. So that's a sign to show you when the new year would begin. When do you think that would begin?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it starts in January 1st, but old calendars or old months, the way that in ancient times they measure the time, the months and stuff like that. Well, some of them I don't know very well, some of them I don't remember, but about this, I don't have so much knowledge about this.
Okay, January, we're now in, it's almost January now. So it's still winter. In January it's winter. Nothing grows in winter. Do you see the trees? How does the tree looks in winter?
Yeah, that's it.
So it looks dead. So definitely that couldn't be the beginning of the months, because everything is dead. Watch this. Watch this now. The Most High is telling us when is the month of Abib and when the new year starts. Watch this.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 12 verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year.
Shall be the what?
The first month of the year to you.
So the first month of the year to you.
You know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, if you was to look at like the animals, the life on the plants and all that, it's all dying. It's all dead. The trees ain't bringing forth nothing. So why are we celebrating a new year in the middle of death? You understand? If it's a new year, things are meant to be new. You understand? What you think of that?
Yeah, no, I like the way you worded it. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, you agree. Okay, so let me say that again, sis.
Still gonna celebrate New Year when it is, because the year changes. It's 2023 in a minute.
Now, I hear what you're saying, because men have changed it to that, and I'm going to show you how men have changed that. Let me show you something biblically. Now I'm going to show you what the records say, our history book says about us, and who changed times and changed the seasons. Let's get it. Get me Daniel 7:25. I'm going to show you something that's never been shown. Like this is hidden from us. You understand? We think that Christmas is good. We think that New Year's is good. We think that all these things are our tradition, like you said. But I'm going to show you that that men have perverted the truth and gave us the times and the seasons that we have today. You understand? Let me show you.
We want the book of Daniel chapter 7 verse 25. Go on. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
So it says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High. So there's a man that has spoken against the Lord. You understand? And read it again.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
And remember, it says against God. So there's someone who's going to speak against God. So what God says, he's going to say, no, I don't want it to go like that. And what he's going to say and do is going to wear out the saints. Now, when you read the Bible, the saints are the Israelites, it's the so-called blacks, Hispanics and Native Americans. That is our biblical nationality. So he's going to wear out the saints. So what this man's going to do is specifically targeting the Israelites, you understand, to wear them down. Let's go.
And think to change times.
And think to what?
And think to change times.
So this man, part of his wearing down of the Israelites is going to change times. He's going to change times. He's what?
He's done it now, because New Year's ain't in March, is it?
Right then, and I'm going to show you something. Go on.
And laws.
So he's going to change the times, and he's going to change the laws. So let's go.
And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
So that's going into something a bit deeper, meaning captivity. You understand? We're going to be given into this man for a certain amount of time, 350 years. You understand? We're going to be given to this man on the captivity. You understand? So we're going to have to accept his time. We're going to have to accept his laws, which are going to wear us down as people. Hence why we happily accept New Year's and we accept January being the beginning. You understand? Because we ain't actually looked biblically at when the New Year starts, which is actually March, April. You understand?
January the 1st, honoring the gods of new beginnings.
So January the 1st, it says honoring the gods of new beginning.
Right.
Read. So basically, January, it comes from the Greek god Janus, which is a god from new beginning. So he was the god of beginning and ending. It's like how you're saying that New Year is reflecting, you understand?
Yeah.
You're entering into a new beginning.
Yeah.
So effectively, if we celebrate the New Year's, we're actually commemorating a pagan god, a deity.
Wow.
You understand?
How do you know
That's
that
what I'm saying. It goes deep.
How do you know that before?
So based on what we read about it January, what do you think? Based on what we read?
I'm going to look into that a bit more when I get back home, you know, because that's something I never knew. I know there's been a lot of, like I said, conspiracy theory behind that, but you know, that's like an eye-opener for me, so I want to look into it a bit more when I get back home.
That's good, because I mentioned that it was changed from April to January.
Right.
Understand? I'm gonna show you that that's actually biblical. Get me the book of Daniel 7 verse 25. I'm gonna show you something in the Bible.
Right.
Because our people, we don't read the Bible. Understand? Read. Daniel chapter 7 verse 25.
The book of Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
And he shall speak great words against the Most. That's the powers that be. Today will be the European, because they changed the calendar from ending of March and April into January. Understand? Called the Gregorian calendar. It was Pope Gregory that did that. Read.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
So we're at the center of the Most High. Read.
And think to change times and laws.
And do what?
Think to change times and laws.
And think to change times and laws. You understand?
Yeah.
Because in other words, the times was changed. You understand? The calendar was changed.
Yeah.
Because if you examine September comes from the Latin word 7. October comes from the Latin word oct, meaning 8. November comes from the Latin word nov, meaning 9. And December, decimal, that's 10. You understand?
Yeah.
And the January is actually the 11th month. February is the 12th month.
Right.
Understand? So the beginning of month is March.
Interesting.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand, because the calendar today is completely different than the calendar of those days. Yeah. That time they started to count the years of the first on the last month is completely different, because when the Emperor Constantine started our Universal Church, he changed a lot of things according to a lot of people believe, so he could have a united church. Let's say that this is how a lot of things started.
So the Romans, they changed everything. You understand? They changed it.
What do you think of that?
No, it makes sense. It does. It makes sense.
Are you sure you're just saying that?
No, it does make sense, obviously, like, because if it's a new year, new things should be made in it, and that doesn't happen till March. So
what do you think about that?
I think the logic's there, but it's all we know, isn't it? So obviously I know this now, and I'm like, oh, it's not really New Year, is it? But I'm still going to celebrate New Year on the day I celebrate it, but I'm a bad person for that, because you've just told me the facts. But it would be weird popping out in March now. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I do get it. I think the logic's there, and you're right, yeah.
And you know what? You said something heavy there, because you said it will be weird. Thank you, bro. You said that it will be weird popping out in March. Now, God gave us our own holidays to keep. Have you ever heard of the Passover?
yeah.
So you both heard of the Passover. Now God said that the Passover is in March, April. You understand? And that's biblical. There's evidence to back that up, but I'm not going to go there. But he said that's when we're meant to pop out. You understand? He said pop out at the Passover, not at January, because you're actually following a Roman deity called Janus. Have you ever heard of Janus?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so you never heard of Janus. So look it up. January is actually named after a Greek god. You understand? A Roman god called Janus. All the months are named after Romans and Greeks. You understand? All of them is named after their gods.
And even if you examine the month January, where do you think that comes from? January.
January, in my understanding, I was thinking January is the first month of the year.
Okay, that's what you're thinking, right?
Yeah, yes.
Exactly. But if you actually examine history, January actually comes from the Greek god Janus, which is the god of the beginning and ending. Understand? So whenever our people celebrate New Year's, they actually commemorate in a pagan god. So it's actually idolatry. That's what they're doing. You understand? And God said that we should not be in the midst of idolatry. Understand? I'm gonna show you something. Get me the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. Verse 16. I'm gonna show you something that the January what our people celebrate the New Year's, it goes into Christmas as well. All of that is idolatry, you understand? But our people, we don't know that. Give me that. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 16. I'm gonna show you something.
Verse 16?
Yeah.
Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse
16, yeah?
16. Thus in process of time, an ungodly custom grew strong.
So it says, thus in process of time, an ungodly custom was what?
Grow strong.
Read on.
Was kept as a law, and given and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
See that? Because if you go in the majority of the world, they keep the New Year's as the first month of the year. You understand? But God said that the New Year actually begins in the March time, springtime, where things begin to come alive. You understand? Not when things die. You understand? What do you think about that information?
Yeah, no, very, very useful, yeah.
Okay.
Very interesting.
I'll praise to the Most High.
It says in the Bible, so you don't lie.
Okay. So I'll praise to the Most High. So Method Man agrees. We brought out. So with that, it's cuts from the streets. Cuts.
Yeah, cuts from the street, Manchester and Leicester link up again, as you say. It was very edifying today. A lot of people learn about the history of January, where it comes from, the origin. You know what I mean? A lot was interested when you start to count the days, the months. They start to understand what it's about. You know what I mean? That is kind of click in their head sometimes. You know what I mean? They just need to do a little bit of research and they kind of will get it. So if we continue with the cuts, keep teaching our people, they will understand. So let's go out there and teach our people. It was a good day today.
Yes, exactly. So we got a lot of opinions. You understand? Some people were shocked, and some people said, "I don't celebrate it." Yeah. So stay tuned, Israel.
All praise, man, all praise, all praise. That's what we're here for, you know what I'm saying? We're here to edify, we're here to bring out the truth, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of lies spread all over the earth. We're here to break down these false doctrines, these false lies, yeah, these strongholds on our people, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're here for, so all praises to the Most High.
Yeah, so that's cuts in Manchester and Leicester combined together. It was a beautiful day. So we say cuts from the...
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brother, this